I got to touch on something here for a minute and say that nowadays you have young guys walking around with these really low expectations that are just unrealistic. They have no idea what they could actually achieve because they're defeated before they can even begin. And I think that this is the result, at least in YouTube land, it's the result of all this fake natty shit. You know who I'm talking about. Some of these guys, that's all they got to do is put in a video. I'll prove it by putting fake natty in this video and see if it doesn't get a little bit, doesn't seem to attract a few more views or hits than it otherwise might initially. Even though I think it's great information, I think it's very useful, especially to people that are intending to train naturally. But I'll show you just to prove it. I'll put it in the title somewhere, show you what happens. You can see, I don't expect it to blow up, but I'll bet, I might be wrong, but I bet it's going to do significantly more business just because that's in the title. So these people that put this shit out there and are just again and again and again just fake natty this, fake natty that, pointing out people and accusing them of being on shit, and you understand why they're doing it, right? They're just running a scam themselves. They're not really offering anything useful. Now they want to believe they are, or they want you to believe they are, because they're telling you that they are righteous in their quest to uncover and expose and out these alleged fake natties, because it's harming people. It's harming the children. It's harming young men that see these things and see Mr. Olympia, for instance, and think they can be Mr. Olympia, have that dream one day, without them being fully aware that Mr. Olympia is undoubtedly on tons of synthetic anabolics, synthetic hormones and things, and that it's not realistic to think that they can look like Mr. Olympia without that kind of drug use. Okay, fair enough. Seems common sense to me. For one thing, I can't imagine some guy just starting out, for whatever reason, he's not happy with the way he looks, and so he wants to go to the weight room and lift, and he looks at Mr. Olympia, and he's going to anytime soon become disappointed because he can't end up looking like Mr. Olympia. That's an awful tall order in itself. I mean, what are you looking at for this guy that 10 years down the line? I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, I mean, he's undoubtedly, if he learns to train, he learns to eat, and he does these things properly, he can apply them, he's undoubtedly going to make phenomenal progress, period, even as a natural. Now, yeah, he's going to come up to a limitation somewhere, but nobody knows where that lies. You don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. And the guy that's involved, the guy that's doing it firsthand, he doesn't know where that is until he pushes himself long enough and hard enough to find out. But there's a lot of knowledge that he's going to have to acquire from here to there. But now, thanks to these kind of videos and this kind of mindset from these fucking people, I think that as if the guy had unrealistic, you're worried about him having unrealistic expectations. If he doesn't know about all this kind of shit, that it's part of the game, well, now the pendulum's come full swing the other direction, and he has unrealistic, an unrealistic concept or an unrealistic, expectation that he cannot achieve anything without the use of these things. So you're actually more or less inadvertently promoting the use of these kind of compounds. But I do know that there are a lot of guys in the gym that don't even have the physique of a well-established natural, and yet they're on tons of gear. It's becoming an epidemic. They're on tons of gear. They're on more gear than me. I'm on, like I've always told you, 500 mgs a week, and that's what I do. I've been much, much larger than this, so why would I lie? I used to be enormous. If I cared about that, I'd be enormous now. And I'd be doing whatever I had to do. But I don't want to do that, and that's why I look like this. Now, yeah, I know to a lot of you guys, this is unrealistic. It's so huge, I'm monstrous. No, not really. If you want to think that, that's fine and well. I mean, I'm just used to being this, so I don't know how people look at it. It's just, I look at myself, you know, how you look at yourself, you see yourself, you live in that body, you get used to it after fucking 5+ decades. And this is just what it's been for many decades, larger than this. So this is a scaled down me as it is. But there's guys that I know and I meet and talk to on a regular, because I go out places in the gym, and they are on all kinds of shit. They're on shit that I never even used, even back in the day, because some of the shit didn't exist back in the day, back in my day. And they're on all this crap, and they don't even look like a well-established natural. And this is just, look, this is no slight. This is a fucking fact. Literally. You know, unless there's something wrong, that he doesn't make the right hormones, or that he's got a medical condition. And if that's the truth, if that's the case, then we need to know that for other reasons, besides his inability to build enough muscles unnatural. But now the sad thing is, kids today have these lowered expectations that they don't even know what they could accomplish and what they're capable of. They're capable of a hell of a lot more than they give themselves credit for, and they will not put in the time to actually find out. Because they think, well, it's inevitable. I want to look like up there someplace in the ethos, so I'm going to need this shit, so I might as well go on down. No, that's not how it works. And that's why you still don't get there. Because that's just not how it works. You have to build that foundation. You have to put your time in. And guess what? You just put your time in. You don't go out the gate and think you're going to be Mr. fucking Olympia. What kind of fucking reasoning is that? You put your time in, you hope to improve what you look like, you see where it goes over a long period of time. Small steps to the moon. You see where it goes. It takes you where it takes you. The body becomes what it becomes. You can guide it. You can stack the cards in your favor, you know, by educating yourself, by doing everything you can to learn your own body nutritionally, and how it responds to training, how much rest does it prefer, etc., and so on. It's a lot to learn just in that. And you need that foundation, even if you eventually go the full Monty the other route. You're going to need all of that knowledge. Believe me, you will need that knowledge. So, but yeah, it's very saddening and disheartening, the state of things today, that so many guys are on gear, or on lots of gear, and they look like a gym full of naturals, basically, to me. Yeah, you have a few guys here and there that are huge, who I know, and they're on, but you know what? They were what the guys I'm referring to that aren't making progress, they would look at these guys as naturals and think they were huge. I mean, they fucking blew it out naturally first. They put their time in naturally first. And that's why they exploded later. So, you know, don't count yourself out. Don't have lowered expectations. Believe in yourself. See where it goes. What the hell do you have to lose? You're going to look better than you look now, no matter what. So if you're a natural and you're not making progress like you want to make, figure out where you're falling short. Where are you coming up short? What's your body need that you're not giving it? The answer is not going to be anabolics. It's not going to be synthetic hormones. That's not going to be the answer. The answer is going to be, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, nutrition. Nutrition. So if you're truly looking for a shortcut, I think that's why a lot of guys do it, because they know they could do more. They know they're not doing everything they can do as a natural. But rather than learn it, rather than do it, it's too much time, it's too much commitment, involvement. They just want to jump into some kind of synthetic use. And then they come up short again. They endanger their health. They're taking way too much stuff. They don't know what it's doing to themselves. They're not getting it through a doctor. And if you're not getting it through a doctor, where are all these raw powders manufactured? Where are these fucking raw powders coming from? Coming from China. Coming from China. So you think you got good, reliable, clean shit, and it's great. Yeah, you don't know what's in it. And the motherfucker that compounded it, that made it, he don't know what's in it either. Because the raw materials and the raw ingredients came from China. If it's not legit USA made shit, if you don't have a prescription, and all the shit you guys are taking, you don't. Look, China got busted with was it plastic? Plastic in the baby formula. Plastic in the baby formula. Now, if they'll have plastic in the baby formula, they think that's okay. They had lead paint on children's toys. This is the past few years. This is rather recent. Lead paint in children's toys. What do you think is in that powder testosterone? What do you think is in that fucking base powder there? Do you think they give a shit? If some fucking musclehead in the USA, he gets some kind of lead or arsenic or both or fucking plastic or who the hell knows what? Think about it. What do you think that's going to do to your internal organs? Alright. Well, you can think what you want. You think I'm full of shit, whatever, but I'll be 55 this year, and I'm still around. And I'm still doing it, and I'm a long ways from quitting. I got longevity. Think I have some kind of super immune system? Not necessarily. I'm concerned about my health. And I understand things. I'm educated and knowledgeable on these topics. And I'm telling you right now, a little, just enough is enough. And a little goes a long, long ways. And what you make as a natural, especially in your prime, you're a raging hormone-producing factory. If you can't put the muscle on, it isn't for lack of hormones, most likely. The average person, that's not the reason. It's because you don't know how to eat, you don't know how to train, you're not giving your body rest, or you're just putting a bunch of toxins in your body. You're out partying all the time or whatever. I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, that's what it is. For better or for worse, it's my opinion. You can go a lot farther than you think you can go, all on your own accord as a natural. So don't throw in the towel so fucking quickly. Don't believe this bullshit that they're trying to sell you, package and sell to you on here. That, oh, none of it's achievable without this fucking hormone. None of it's achievable without this synthetic shit. Don't fucking believe it. Find out for yourself. That's what I suggest you do. Find out for yourself. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, and you'll build a physique that can last you a lifetime.